Hello, my name is Darren Thomas and I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques.com. Now, in this video, we're going to take a look at how to deal with mixture problems. This will probably take more than one video, but I want to get the discussion going by taking a look at an example and how you deal with mixture problems in the context of algebra. So why don't we go ahead and begin. So here's our problem. Tom has $6.04 worth of pennies and nickels. The number of nickels is 6 more than 8 times the number of pennies. Find out how many pennies and nickels Tom has. So here's our problem. We want to find out what mixture, what combination of nickels and pennies will add up to $6.04 given that the number of nickels is 6 more than 8 times the number of pennies. That's what we're trying to deal with. So normally when you're dealing with some sort of a mixture problem like this, one of the first things you want to do is you want to set up a table. And so instead of talking about this theoretically, I just want to show you what it looks like and help you to try to figure out what's going on. So if I draw my table like so, I would have pennies here. Below that I have nickels. And then scroll across here like so. Now here's what's happening. In this table, I know it's not that beautiful, just stick to the point. You have your type. So we have pennies and nickels. The number, the value, if you will. So for pennies, we know that it's going to be P. That's what we're just going to call pennies P in our equation here. But for nickels, it's going to be 8 times P plus 6. That's what we're going to do here. So let me make that nice and long here. Plus 6. Because it's 6 more than 8 times. So 6 more is 6 plus 6. And 8 times more is 8 times P. So pennies is going to be P, nickels is going to be 8 times P plus 6. That's what's happening here. And so then after that, the next thing that we commonly have here is, of course, we're going to multiply this. So we use the multiply sign here. And then we have a thing called value. And so how much is our penny worth? A penny, well, as you know, is worth 0.01. And a nickel, of course, is worth 0.05. That's kind of how it works out. And so now at the very end of it, we're almost done here. We're going to have our total. And that's going to be P times 0.01 is going to be 0.01P. And then 8P plus 6 times 0.05 is going to be like this, 0.05. And then in parentheses, you'll have 8P plus 6. So that is our equation, that's our table that's going to set us up so that we're able to begin our actual equation here. Now, as for the actual equation, it's not that crazy. As you know, the total value should add up to $6.04. So all we have to do now is we simply combine these into an equation right here through the use of addition, and then we solve for $6.04. So how that's going to look is as follows. We're going to have 0.01P plus 0.05, and then inside the parentheses we're going to have 8P plus 6 equals 6.04. That's what we have. Not that complicated. So I'm going to go ahead and try to solve this. So the first thing we want to do, and I'm sure you're probably aware of this if you've ever been familiar with this, is with the algebra, is we want to distribute the 0.05, if you will. And so to do that, what we get is this. We get 0.4 because 0.5 times 8 is going to be 0.4, and then 0.4p, excuse me, and then we get a plus 0.3 because again 0.5 times 6 is going to be 0.3. That's what we have, equals 6.04. Now, and of course this has not changed, the 0.1p. Now we want to combine like terms. So in this particular instance, we're going to combine the 0.4 and the 0.01. That's not too difficult. And so what we get now is we get, down here at the bottom, we get 0.41p plus 0.3 equals 6.04. That's what we have. I know that's hard to see, but I'm going to go ahead and move to another slide, if you will. Let me rewrite that for you. So we have 0.41 P plus 0.3 equals 6.04. Now, the next thing we want to do, and I'm sure that you're familiar with what's the next step is, we want to subtract 0.3 from both sides. That's what we want to do right now. Because what we're trying to do now is we're trying to isolate the P. That's our personal goal right now. And so by subtracting 0.3 from both sides, we'll be left with simply 0.41 P equals 5.74. And of course, now the next step, again, is simply we want to divide both sides by 0.41. By dividing both sides by 0.41, we are able to isolate the P, which has been our original goal all from the beginning. And so when we do that, again, you can calculate this on your own. P will equal 14. So we know that we have 14 pennies in our total amount here. So 14 cents worth. But the question was not just how many pennies. The question was also how many nickels. So to do that, go to a new screen here. Remember that when we had our nickels, I'm sure you remember this from slide number 2. From slide number 2, it was 8P plus 6. We know that P equals 14. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go 8 times 14 because P equals 14 plus 6, and that'll tell us how many nickels we have. So 8 times 14 plus 6. What does that equal? Okay, well, you know, not too difficult here. We'll do 14 over 8 right here real quick. 8 times 4 is 32. Put the 2 here. Carry the 3. 8 times 1, so 112. So this is 112 plus 6 equals 118. So what this is telling us is that we have 118 nickels in our total amount here, and we have 14 pennies. Now you can check this on your own time. We're going to, skip that particular aspect of the demonstration, but this is exactly how you set up and deal with a mixture problem. You must set up the table as I've shown you here, where you indicate through reading the problem what the proportions or what the mixture is of each one. So in this particular example, they told us here that we have pennies and nickels, and they tell you, hey, the nickels are this much more than the pennies. And you have to read this and you have to decipher how to set up the expression or the equation for that so that you can eventually make the total equation for solving the mixtures of the different amounts. This is a very, very practical skill that has a lot of future applications when you are doing mathematics. So I hope that this video was clear for you as we took a look at how to deal with mixtures in the context of coins and money. Of course, there are other applications of this that we will look at in the future. So my name is Darren Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. Thank you for listening. Take care.